I'm the person, I'm the guy that would bring transformative change. And I want the people to know that voting for me is a vote for them. It's a step in the right direction toward a better District 1, a better life in District 1 for them when they vote for me.
Who is Mr. Mareo Johnson?
Well, Mr. Mareo Johnson is a very compassionate person and passionate about people. I wrote my first song, I was like 15.
Oh, wow. So do you still remember your first song?
I remember the name of it. Segregation contributed to the success of Greenwood, Blackwall Street.
At the height of, Blackwall Street or Greenwood, what were some of the institutions, professions, or businesses that were thriving then?
From clothing stores to juke joints, lawyers, doctors, teachers, schools, everything, grocery stores. I mean, you name it, it was way. If not just the headquarters, it was a place known, throughout, as far as the Ku Klux, the KKK go, that about Tulsa and was Dick Rowland and Sarah Page incident on the elevator. He did not sexually assault her. Matter of fact, there's been rumors that they ran away together. And you seeing is people now wanting to start business. It's like now they're thinking, okay, I'm gonna start a business and I'm gonna.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to One on One on K84 Podcast with your host and friend, Kenna the Greatest. Yep. All right. I got with me today here a great public figure to have deep and insightful conversation. So hey, I guess you don't miss this one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, before the show proceeds, make sure to become part of the K84 family and community. Go on all social media platform and then search K84 Podcast. You know what I mean? Just give it a like, follow, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell another friend. K84 Podcast is a vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, the show kicks off right after this.
It's KKATL, turn up, it's official.
Alright, before we proceed to give you what you need, if you want to be part of the show or come on the show, hey, you see the numbers on your screen? Just give us a text or a call, and then hey, we get you on here. If you got whatever story you have to say that you're doing in the business or whatever your story, or you know what I mean, anything, hey, just come on. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, my guest for today.
What it's like to overcome obstacles. As a young man, Mareo Johnson dreamed of playing professional football, but life took on a different path. He earned his GED, continued his education, and dedicated his life to serving the community. From leading nonprofit initiatives and advocating for justice to serving on city committees, Mareo has always fought for the people. Now he's ready to bring that same commitment to Tulsa District 1. Together, we can build safer neighborhoods, create more opportunities, and move our community forward. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mareo Johnson on the One on One show.
All right, welcome. His Excellency Mareo Johnson. Yeah, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
All right.
How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome, man.
Right
I'm
on.
alive and kicking in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm alive and kicking in.
That's right.
So I love to play these games with my guests, right?
Okay.
So I ask you a few questions, you know what I mean? And then you choose one, an answer, and then you tell me why that. Okay, so we go this way. Pepsi Cola and Coca-Cola. What would you go for?
Pepsi Cola,
Why Pepsi Cola?
because it always represents a new generation.
Oh, okay. I see. So Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas.
Why Christmas?
Well, because you get to eat and you get presents. Thanksgiving is just eating.
But wait, with Thanksgiving, everybody comes home. Family from all over around the world come home for Thanksgiving. So why Thanksgiving?
You mean why
Oh,
not?
no, why
Why
you know what I mean?
Christmas?
Why Christmas?
Well, because the same. Some people come from all over for Christmas too. Sometimes.
So wait, you know, America don't celebrate that much of Christmas. Like, you know what I mean, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a thing, you know what I mean? There's traffic jam all over.
Well, Christmas too, though. You have all of the shopping. You know, it's just a spirit that's going on at the time. Lights and I mean, it's just a lot going on Christmas.
So do you have any childhood, you know what I mean, Christmas, you know what I mean, memories to share?
Yeah, well, because my birthday is December the 20th.
Oh, I see why. In the Christmas spirit. Okay. I
Because
see.
I was born 5 days before Christmas.
Oh, that says a lot.
So my birthday and Christmas is around the same time. So yeah, it's a double celebration for me during that moment.
That's
of time.
great. That's good. I could dig that. Yeah. All right. So what would you go for, Hyundai or Toyota?
Oh wow, Hyundai or Toyota? That's a good one. I would say Toyota.
Why Toyota?
Because I had a Toyota before, and it was a pretty good car.
Oh.
Yeah, so I would have to say Toyota.
Who is Mr. Mareo Johnson? To those who don't know, you're outside Oklahoma belt, because what we're doing then, some people in Florida, Texas, Arkansas, New York could watch this interview. You might never know. So aside from Tulsa or Oklahoma, where you well known, who is Mr. Mareo Johnson?
Well, Mr. Mareo Johnson is a very compassionate person and passionate about people, community. So, my heart is to serve, and so that's who I am. That's my life. My life is public service, giving back. So that's who I am. A transformative leader, I consider myself a leader of leaders as well. So that's who I am. Just a regular guy trying to make the world a better place.
That's great. Okay, so take us to your, you know what I mean, your childhood, right? Growing up. What was life like growing up? And what was the environment or the surrounding that helped mold or shape you to be who you are now?
Well, life for me growing up was very, I say it was adventurous in a way. It could be a movie. So yeah, it was. I mean, when I was born, like when my mother brought me from the hospital, it was to Comanche Project, and which is in District 1, which is at the time and throughout years from then. I was born in 72. It was nicknamed Little Vietnam.
Oh, why?
Yeah, Little Vietnam. You know what Vietnam was, of course, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so those projects that from a little boy that's what they were called, Little Vietnam. And you ask why? Because it was like a war zone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a war zone. And so being a child growing up out there was very interesting.
I see.
Yeah, I saw a lot of things that a little child shouldn't be seeing.
So what are those things you saw as a little child?
Yeah, like for an example, I think I was probably 4 or 5, I think more like 5 years old, when my uncle, his name was Johnny Ray, which was my aunt's fiance, boyfriend or whatever, shot by the police.
Dang.
Yeah. And I was wondering as a little kid, and I seen him laying on the sidewalk, pavement there, and I was like, at the time, I'm like, what's wrong with Johnny Ray? And he was bleeding, but he was still alive. He didn't die. But that was something, just for an example that I saw, that I seen happen.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really.
And that was just one thing from some of the stuff I saw growing up in Little Vietnam Comanche Project.
I see. So you were passionate about sports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Football. What drew your attention to that sport, and what did that sport, taught you about discipline and teamwork?
Yeah, well, I was an athlete all around.
Oh, okay.
Track, baseball, wrestling, and sometimes wrestling and basketball happen around the same season. But so basketball, I was just an all around athlete. But football was at the top of the list of sports, and all of the sports that I was involved in, what it taught me was teamwork.
Okay.
From all coaches, I always heard there's no I in team. There's no I in team. So I was molded to be a team player as a kid, and I understood it. It was explained very specific in detail what that meant. And then when you growing up and you hearing the same coaches, different sports saying the same thing, the same philosophy. Basically, there is no I in team. Play your position, play your role. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Focus on your position. And if you do your position the best you can, that gives us a better chance of winning. And the whole point of being out here is to win.
Okay, so did you dream of I'm taking the sports with, a more pro or advanced level whilst, when you were young?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I had a desire to play football on a professional level. And I played pretty much almost every position on the field except quarterback, kicker, punter, center, then a few others. But I played growing up, I started playing in the third grade as a real little boy. And all through, every year I'm playing, I'm out there. So yeah, I had desire to play the game on a professional level. I had coaches that liked me. Matter of fact, I played for, some different coaches, different schools, but all of them were like, hey, yeah, we're going to help you. And I remember the last one was like, if we don't get you in a major college, we'll make sure you get to a junior college. And from there, you can work your way up.
So why did you put that sport aside?
Well, but let me say this too real quick now. So my mother, my mother moved to, I played for Bristol at one time, Bristol Pirates, Oklahoma,
Okay.
Bristol, Oklahoma. And so when my mother was coming back to Tulsa, the coach wanted me to live with him and his family.
Oh.
Yeah.
And your mom wouldn't allow that.
My mama wouldn't allow it. And I begged her. Because I didn't want to go because I knew that my dreams of playing professional football was, a more of a reality staying because the coach was going to make sure I got there. And I remember crying as a kid.
So what exactly did your mom do? Did she sort of hey, I'm not going to allow it?
Yeah, I guess she just didn't trust it or something. But I was thinking to myself, why not? I mean, and as a kid, I'm thinking, and I felt, matter of fact, not felt, but I knew it was best for me. I knew it was. And I guess she probably thought different. And so come back to Tulsa. And just so your question, what kind of took me away from it.
Yep.
Was started getting involved with the wrong crowd.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was a distraction from my sport. So then what ended up happening was I ended up being ineligible for games. Because the coach would say, no matter how good you are, if your grades are not right, you're not playing. And that's what happened. I would and it's not that I didn't make good grades, because I did. I made decent grades. But it was because of my focus. It's the reason why I was ineligible to play.
Right. So
academic.
Yeah, I mean, you were also involved in hip hop, breakdance, and all of that. Take me to that experience back then.
Yeah. That's something I'm still passionate about, still do to this day.
The breakdance, you know what I mean? So
breakdancing,
all
of that. That's part of me, part of who I am. So around I would say 11 years old is when I really started really trying to really do it. I was pretty good. I was okay. Let me put it that way. I was okay, and I never wrote anything at that point. I wrote my first song. I was like 15.
Oh wow! So do you still remember your first song?
I remember the name of it. It was called "Gripping the Mic."
Okay, so can you give us a little bit of, you know what I mean?
Well, I can't gripping the mic. I can't really remember that song. But the name I remember. But it was the first song I wrote from 11 to 15 and the reason why it took so long, I didn't think I could write.
So
what I did was I would just freestyle and I was pretty good at that. Like I would go
okay. So I want to feel a little bit of then, you know, the freestyling you guys, whatever you wrote, but I just want to, you know,
yeah, but I would freestyle, and it was pretty good. I would go into a studio and start recording and make the whole song as I went. As far as the lyrics, the chorus, the verses. That's what I did until I was 15.
So
then I started writing.
We want to hear something.
Oh,
yeah, once a soldier, always a soldier. So yeah, once in the culture, man, come on, we got to feel something. We got to feel, you know what I mean? We got to feel some lines. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let me feel a little bit of freestyle. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, check it out.
Okay.
Check it. We up here at K84. Watch me wreck it. Yeah, we ain't gonna stop till we get it right. Finna win this election and watch what I do with it all. Yes, I don't really freestyle that much no more because when I started writing, right, it took away from my freestyle. I can't speak for everyone else, but when I started writing at 15, it kind of I was more into the writing mode and I lost the edge like how I had it on freestyling. You know, I mean, some people it may be different. Some people can still, but for me, when I started writing, it kind of it took away from the freestyling because I was putting everything into the writing. But definitely, definitely, writer was like people would always say you're one of the best writers around when it comes to like you're not a rapper, you are a writer. You know, yeah.
Okay, so tell me this, right? You lost focus on academic and then school for a period of time. What caused to that, and then what were some of the challenges?
Well, the challenges was the attraction of fast life.
Okay,
right. The attraction of the fast life, because growing up, my mother, you know, she worked 2 jobs, and she being a single mother, raising me and my sister, younger sister. So she was gone a lot. So I got with other guys, probably basically in the same boat, and can relate to one another. And so that's what took me away. And so then, you know how kids start getting into things that they don't know what they're getting into. They're not thinking, you know, being kids. That's what it was. And yeah.
So tell me about this, right? You got into fast life, gang life, and all of that. What were some activities you guys were doing then?
Well, street hustling. That was main thing pretty much. You know, because like I was saying, the wants, you know, I wanted more. Now my mother had supplied what I needed. That's why she was working all the time. But but being a kid, you wanted more. I mean, you wanted what you look around, you see everybody else have this and that. You want it too. So, started doing things to make a little fast money. And yeah.
I see. So, what years were that? You know, I mean, in that gang activities, and then you know, I mean, first life period of your early years.
Yeah, I was like a kid, like 14, 15.
I see.
And so that's what, when I realized that my dreams to be a professional football player was over, is when I had got expelled from all public schools.
Why?
Because okay, and it wasn't even my fault. Now, I took a gun to school, and it was for protection.
How did you get the gun in the first place? How did you get that?
Well, it was my mother's.
Oh, so you knew where your mom was hiding her gun, and
Yes.
then when she wasn't around, you sneak in and then pick it up.
Yeah, she was gone. She was going to work, and yeah, and I got it.
How did you know in the first place your mom had a gun?
Well, of course I knew it.
Did she show it to you, or how?
Well,
Because usually I know parents will hide it. Parents will not let you see that, hey, they have a gun.
Yeah, she never just really exposed it. It was just one of those things where I just happened to see, and then I knew, she had it, but she wasn't like showing it around. It was just one of them things where I seen it, and unexpectedly, I mean, for her, and I knew where it was. I knew where she kept it, and then so I took it to school, and it was for protection. And I didn't have a locker yet. So it was a guy that I knew from the previous school that I was at. And I said, hey man, can I put my coat in your locker? Now he didn't know what was in it. I didn't think he was going to mess with my coat, right? So I'm in like third hour and security is pulling me out of class. I'm wondering what's going on. So now the guy had found what I had in the pocket of my coat and took it and pulled it on a girl.
Dang.
Right, exactly. Nothing to do with me. And then so when I go to the office, it's like, is this yours? Well, he said it was yours. So yeah. So that's why. So then I tried to get into some alternative schools. It was full. So I was out a whole year out of school. And I had an excuse. My mother, she knew what it was, so it wasn't my fault as far as not being able to attend class and go to school every day. So so that's what happened, and then from then on, I looked at it sports was a thing of the past.
Okay,
As far as, yeah.
so you finally got on track, and then you earned back your GED, went back to college. What motivated or what inspired you?
What inspired me was, first I was tired of being sick and tired of the same old. Getting into a place where it seems like you're not going anywhere, and things that's taking you back, and then at some point a person should get tired. And I'm thankful because I had the chance to do that, right? And so basically that's what it was. I was tired of being sick and tired, and I was looking for a way out, a way to change, until it came. And I tried multiple times in throughout life, but then there was a time came, and I said, you know what, I got to do it. So I purposed it in my heart and in my mind that I'm doing it. Like, it was almost, for me, I took it as a life or death situation. I'm doing it no matter what. And that's what propelled me and pushed me to change.
So do you think all the experience you gathered, or all the experience you had from your childhood to your youthhood, and then all of that shaped who you are now, and then impacted your leadership position?
Most definitely, because experience is pretty much what molded me into the leader I am today. Because I've faced some challenging times. I've lived through some dark moments, and it made me strong, wise, and very, I would say, comprehensive to things that helped guide and lead me today as far as the moves that I make, as far as how I lead.
So let's do this way, right? If you have to advise your younger self, if you have to go back in time, right, and advise your younger self, what advice would you give yourself?
I would give myself the advice as, hey, it may not be going the way you're going right now, but don't quit. Don't give up. Try your hardest, do the best you can. Don't get discouraged. Don't get disappointed when things don't go your way, but keep going. Make sure you pray, be optimistic, stay positive.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
How is your, your spiritual or your spiritual life like?
God is the foundation of everything I do.
So, are you a Christian or a Muslim or Hindu or what is your spiritual or your religion?
Christian.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm non-denomination, but Christian is what is the foundation. Yes, most definitely.
At what point and age did you find God?
Well, I would say found God is when my change happened. By like in 2008, but I always knew God. I'm talking about as far as knew there was a God. Let me put it that way. My mother, took me to church. Grandmother took me to church, so I knew of God. Knew there was a God, but actually having a relationship and meeting God was later. Yeah. But then I knew that it was something greater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So let's bring our conversation, down here to Tulsa. You know much about the history of Tulsa, the Blackwall Street,
For sure.
Tulsa massacre, and all of that.
Yeah. I was a tour guide for the Greenwood Chamber at one time.
Okay. So brief us, how did Blackwall Street started or began, and who were the founders of it?
O.W. Gurley. Yeah, he purchased 40 acres, named it after the town in Mississippi, Greenwood. So O.W. Gurley was the man.
So wait, why did he name Blackwall Street Greenwood? Was he from?
No, he wasn't from the town in Mississippi. He didn't name it Black Wall Street. Booker T. Washington
Okay.
is the one who gave it the nickname Black Wall Street. But as far as Greenwood, O.W. Gurley.
So take us through the history for the sake of folks who don't know none about Black Wall Street or Greenwood. How did he start it?
Yeah, as far as Greenwood, O.W. Gurley
Yep.
purchased in the 40 acres, and then developing, basically, welcoming other people who wanted or needed a chance of freedom, of free market and business, entrepreneurship, basically to live the American dream, so to speak.
So were people coming from all part of America, Black people coming from all part of America to, form this great,
Yeah.
achievement that we had?
For sure, yeah. People's coming from all over here. They was hearing about it. They was hearing about Greenwood, O.W. Gurley. You go there, you can make it. You have a chance to do better. Because remember, in those times, people were struggling. And now Greenwood is known as the most prosperous community in the nation and considered in a lot of parts of the world. Seriously, it was people coming from all over the world to shop on Greenwood.
That's dope.
Yeah. So some of the most successful businessmen, teachers, bankers, you name it, just entrepreneurs as a whole was right there on Greenwood. And as a example and a model that everyone, could see or heard about. And when you think about that, it's just impactful and powerful. What O.W. Gurley started.
Okay. How did segregation help contribute to, the build up or the success of Greenwood?
Yeah, segregation contributed by people not really having a choice, but had to work together. We know life, people can have differences and disagreements. People don't agree on everything. So just imagine at that time, I'm pretty sure everybody didn't agree on everything. But now, because of segregation and because they knew they had to work together to depend on each other for survival. So that's a whole nother component of life when you have to, when your survival is at stake. And so everything that's around that is going to be second to your survival. So disagreements, any type of things, things that could divide or whatever those things may be or may have been, but the survival took priority over all things. And so during the segregation time, they understood that. Like, hey, we have to depend on each other for our survival. I may not like everything you do, everything you say, but for me to survive, I need you. And so that was the mentality of all of the mindsets of the people. Now, so when you get a whole group of people that have that same mindset, like we are dependent on each other for survival. So all these other things is basically miscellaneous and misdemeanor and small things, right? Now this is a major, survival is a major thing. So we're going to let the major things supersede the minors. And that's what they did. So that's how segregation contributed to the success of Greenwood, Black Wall Street.
At the height of, Black Wall Street or Greenwood, what were some of the institutions, professions, or businesses that were thriving then?
Everything. They didn't have to go out of the community for nothing. They had everything there. Everything from clothing stores to juke joints, lawyers, doctors, teachers, schools, everything, grocery stores. I mean, you name it, it was there on Greenwood. Everything. They didn't have to go nowhere for nothing. Everything. Cleaners, shoe shine. I mean, you name it. They had it. Yeah.
So how did, I'm trying to, get my word right. Was he out of jealousy from the white race or what?
Yeah, a lot of it had to do with jealousy for sure. To see, we just speaking facts, right? To see a people that has been oppressed for so long find a way to be entrepreneurs, right? In other words, in spite of the oppression and the holdback and all of those things, still found a way to be successful. That was not liked. Because remember, the whole point of oppression is to keep a person down. But then when a person come up on top of being oppressed, then that's a whole nother level of jealousy and hate, because the hate is the oppression to keep you down. But then you find a way to come up from the oppression, through the oppression, regardless of the oppression, then that's a whole nother level of hate now. The hate now have intensified. And that's why the destruction was intensified, because of the hate. Because of the success of a black community that still was resilient enough to rise through the oppression.
So tell me this, right? What led to the fall of Black Wall Street?
Jealousy mainly. But now, what I would say, I would call it the smoke screen, was Dick Rowland and Sarah Page incident on the elevator. He did not sexually assault her. Matter of fact, there's been rumors that they ran away together.
Really?
Yes.
How? How is that possible?
And I believe it. Yes, it's rumored that they had a relationship.
For real?
Yes. Yes.
So would you say it's like, okay, yeah, people were trying to find means and ways, a little bit of, error or room to be like, hey, let us go attack these folks.
Yeah. So they use that when they use that as an excuse and a reason to riot. and then through the massacre, right, uh, to destroy the black community, Black Wall Street, that was one of the most prosperous communities, like I said, in the nation. And that's what was used because of Tate Brady, who was the developer himself, who was high ranking in the Ku Klux Klan, which had a heavy presence as I would say, heavy presence in Tulsa as far as the Ku Klux Klan go. And Tate Brady was high ranking, and Tulsa was one of the it was said to be one of the headquarters at some time.
Oh.
Yeah. But just put it this way: if not just the headquarters, it was a place known, throughout, as far as the Ku Klux, the KKK go, that about Tulsa and their presence there.
So are you saying it was planned? It was planned and orchestrated to have this happen because that, hey, we in power, we could do whatever we want.
Yeah. After it was, I believe that they were already wanting to tear it down, right? Didn't have no valid reason, right? But now use that incident with Sarah Page and Dick Rowland as a reason to riot, to massacre, and to destroy Black Wall Street, which was the first soil that bombs was dropped on in America. As far as American soil, was Greenwood.
That is crazy,
isn't it?
That is crazy. So tell me
the first bombs dropped on American soil.
Tell me this, right? Imagine if Black Wall Street or Greenwood was not destroyed to a date. What would be Black Wall Street like? Greenwood like?
Wow,
present day.
Wow, it would be a sight to see, because they got up to 36 blocks of businesses, and then when they rebuilt, the peak of their rebuild was like the 1940s, and had even somewhat more businesses than 1920. 21, when it was destroyed. So, yeah, it would be a sight to see, man. I can just imagine them 36 blocks more turning into 50 and 60 blocks, and oh wow, it kept growing, because that's what it was doing at that time. It was growing and growing and growing, and I believe that is what the fear was with Tate Brady and others.
So were you saying
the fast growth?
Yeah, were you saying like Tulsa or Oklahoma would have been the mecca of black excellence?
For sure. Oh yeah, because at that time it was, right? At that time it was the model. It was black excellence at its highest. Right there, yeah. The most prosperous community, especially black community. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it would have been the high level of excellence, right? High level of black excellence, and it would have continued. And so Tulsa today, we would see more black doctors, millionaires right now. If it wasn't destroyed, we would see, just entrepreneurs, different business types, different titles, different organizations. It would be a sight to see right now if that wouldn't have happened. Store owners, real estate, you just name it. It would have been, a whole lot of black entrepreneurs. And then it would have been, I believe, less crime. I believe more outlets to blacks being able to be successful, as far as needing a handout, needing a boost, needing a little bit of help to get to that next level. It would have been that. Like, hey, brother, you need some help. Okay, hey, we're gonna help you get started. and this is what we're gonna do for you. I believe that there would be less Afro American people, black people, struggling.
So tell me this, right? Was Blackwall Street or Greenwood rebuilt after the massacre in 1921?
Yeah, yeah. Like around 25, 30, they pretty much had mostly everything rebuilt, and then the 40s is when they reached the peak of the rebuild.
That is sad.
Yeah.
That is sad. So tell me, what is the state of Blackwall Street now?
State of it now, well, it's nothing like it was before. Even before the rebuild, or after the rebuild, it's really one block that's left of, I would say, the historic part, where some of the bricks that was burned in the massacre was put in one of the buildings that was built that's down there now. Some of the burnt bricks is added into that building. So that block right there is what we have to basically remember the massacre. But I mean, block down further, and then before you get past the highway there, going to Archer, it's really more developed, I would say, modern day and everything. So it's really, because people come, right, tourists, and they like, is this it? Because they see the pictures, the documentaries, and they hear the stories finally, right? And then they go and they like, is this all? Is this it? Because it's not really a lot. It's not really much. But what is there, though, is monumental. It's special. And so that's why it's so important to preserve and hold on to what's there.
Is the black community healed from this massacre in 1921? Because if there are old wounds and then they don't get healed, the pain, the trauma, and all of that will so, reflect in our day-to-day, life.
Yeah, it's not healed. No, because the reason why I say that is because that's why we see what we see as far as the gangs, the prostitution, things like that happened later. Now, even though you had stuff, down there as well at the time, but the success, of course, over superseded all that stuff. But that's what happened because of the effects, of the destruction of the massacre. It's just been a dark cloud. And I have a song that I wrote and recorded and have a video on YouTube called Lingering Smoke.
Oh.
Yeah, and I recorded the video on Greenwood. And it's about, and lingering smoke, that's what it means, right? From the bombs and the gunshots. In other words, today there's still smoke that's still lingering from 1921. So the smoke that's lingering from 1921 is, mental health issues, still a certain type of oppression that's in the smoke that lingers, right? So yeah, it's still, there's still a lot of healing to do. I definitely believe that's real and that's true and that's a fact from then, because there's really have been no type of initiatives to bring forth for healing from trauma from 1921. I mean, just people should understand. Wait a minute. I mean, for people here, it's deep.
Okay. So you've held a lot of leadership positions across from, Black Lives Matters, Tulsa chapter, and AACP. You've been in a lot of activism and all of that. For the sake of those who don't know the works you've done, can you take us through, the works, the offices you've held, from then till now?
Yeah. As far as social justice go, yeah, NAACP main founder of Black Lives Matter Tulsa. NAACP, I was been a part of it for years. I became a member. Then I became the legal redress chair,
Okay.
and then vice president, and then president at this time. But I had to step aside because I'm running for public office, District 1 City Council. And then Black Lives Matter, being the executive director, and like I say, lead organizer and founder. I mean, we've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of work throughout the years as far as social justice go with both of those organizations, because at one time, when I was the legal redress chair of the NAACP, I was the executive director and the leader of Black Lives Matter Tulsa. So I was doing both at the same time. And through doing both at the same time, it was powerful.
Okay, so you've held all these, positions, and then especially Black Lives Matters Tulsa chapter. What was the vision, or what was the motivation behind it? Bringing in,
Yeah, the motivation behind the vision and starting Black Lives Matter Tulsa, as far as a group, everything was the movement was here already. As far as people, we had Black Lives Matter. The movement was here. Trayvon Martin, of course, when he was murdered, 2013. So the movement and the hashtag had been created. But when we was marching and protesting, because I got with some guys and we was doing marches and protests before a lot of the killings start happening here, right? Officer-involved shootings, when it was going on in other places like Alta Sterling and Philindale Castile when they was murdered. That's when, we started pushing the line, getting out there for them, representing and letting our voices be heard. That's not good, and we're saying it from Oklahoma. And when I seen the passion and in the fire from it, the emotions of everybody, and including myself, right? I felt it, and I said, we need something. We need something here. We need a group that people can go to. We need a group that's loud and that means what they say, to have purpose. Yeah. So then I started paying attention to who was showing up consistently at the marches, the rallies, and the protests. So them individuals, I would approach, and I would say, hey, I had this idea about starting a Black Lives Matter Tulsa chapter. What do you think? Would you like to be a part? And I'm like, yeah, because they are, already in the moment. They there and they're consistent for a reason. So that was the beginning of starting the group, Black Lives Matter Tulsa chapter.
All right. As a community leader, right? What are some of criticism, difficulties, or what are some of challenges you guys face?
As a community leader?
Yep.
Well, really, when it comes to social justice. And now another thing that was really a challenge was having to fight against the same people that you're trying to fight for. That was the biggest challenge for me. Is, here I am doing all I can and sacrificing my time and late nights and little sleep, headaches sometimes, sweating, being out there and yelling and losing my voice, and all of this stuff, being harassed by police, stuff. And then it's like, what? Wait a minute. I have to fight against you to fight for you?
That is crazy.
Yeah, that was the biggest challenge, as well as all of a sudden I started seeing all kind of people pop up saying they started the Black Lives Matter. And I would get calls and messages, hey, there's a guy or there's a girl on the corner over here. Hey, man, what's going on? They saying they're the leader of Black Lives Matter. What? That was just constantly. I was like, whoa, what the heck is going on here? Every time I looked up, it was a new person started it. And here I am like, wow, where were y'all at when it wasn't viral? See, we were doing it, like I said, when it was Jeremy Lake when he was murdered, I mean, I was at every court, every trial. So for me, I'm thinking, where are y'all? Where were y'all at? You know what I'm saying? But them same people had to fight against it with other people as well. So that was the biggest challenge for me.
Okay. You aspiring for public office in your, in your zone, in your town. So tell me about it. What's something different you do when you get elected to office?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely youth is important, and there need to be more attention put on the youth. There need to be more money put into initiatives and programs for youth. There's not enough, and we can't put too much. I mean, what I'm saying is that no matter we can do all we can. I don't think we'll never be able to put too much. In other words, I believe that every child, every youth is worth it all when it comes to the investments, investing in them. So yeah, that will definitely be something that will change when I'm elected, is youth development, youth empowerment, youth entrepreneurship, building up the leaders of tomorrow to be stronger than ever, to be wise, to be smart, to be strong, to be intelligent, to be able to lead, So yeah, and then public safety would definitely would change because of the approach. I would have a different approach to public safety, right? And that's what would change when I'm elected with that.
On that same note, right? How are you involving the youth in your day-to-day campaign activities and in your team?
Yeah, well, I have some youth that's a part of the team. When we marched in the first Blackwall Street Rally Parade, I had youth walking in the parade with us, and I'm always talking to youth, right? I mean, sometimes people may not see it; it may not be on TV, in a newspaper, in a magazine, but I'm talking to youth here and there, and I'm telling them my story, and I'm encouraging them, I'm empowering them to do better, to stay out of gangs, to stay out of prison, things like that.
Let's talk about infrastructure and then, investment, right? How would you sell or how would you persuade investment or investors to look at Tulsa or your district to be like, hey, this is the right place to invest?
Yeah. First of all, I would let them know that if they didn't already know or don't know, that there's there's plenty of room for development. And then I would encourage them and basically help build up the confidence to say, look, this will have life. It will survive. This business, whatever the development is, it will be successful because it North Tulsa in District 1 can sustain it, right? And I believe that'd be the biggest barrier or challenge for investors and developers to take chances, is because I believe the lack of support they think or believe that that business or development will get. But public safety, of course, number one, to attract business, right? Making sure, hey, this environment is safe to have a business, to start a business is safe. That's important. That's the first important thing to convince developers and businessmen and people like that to build and develop and to basically bring economic development and work together to bring economic development in District 1.
Okay, so most residents say, hey, local government is overlooked. So how would you, in your office or in your tenure when you get elected, how would you make your local, residents or your local district have a voice?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first I would communicate with the district, the people, right? The people of the district, because I would be their liaison, their representative, right, to city government, to local government, and I would listen to the people because I will put the people first. That's the important thing. And I believe people, when they're elected, I think sometimes they forget that, right? when they may have good intentions at first. But I believe at some point, sometimes, if people are not careful, that they can forget that element that, hey, look, I'm elected by the people. So I work for the people. I'm a public servant to the people. I'm not the people's boss. The people are my boss. So now when we look at it from that perspective, then we will approach it the right way. So in saying that, I will make sure that the people have a voice, because I would listen to them and put them first. The only way that I would approach it differently, if what they're saying doesn't make any sense and it could be detrimental to their health or to their life, then I would step in and say, well, no, that's, I would like, no. But other than that, I would let their voices be heard when it comes to local government, and I will be that person that will intercede, and that will be there, and that will be sitting there representing the people and saying what the people want, not what I want, but what the people want. And this is what I will say, look, this is what the people want. And I believe it's the right thing, what they want. And however the conversation takes shape, I would make sure and do all I can and do my best to make sure the people get what they want, if it makes sense.
Okay. How would you work with people or your opponent that fundamentally disagree with you on, everything that you try to do?
Well, I would be diplomatic, because I am a diplomatic person with a diplomatic mindset. In other words, I can agree to disagree, right? And focus on what we agree on. So the people who may disagree with me, or even the people who may not vote for me, I wouldn't hold that against them and be like, well, because you don't agree with me or because you didn't vote for me, I'm not going to help you, or you're not a constituent of mine. I'm going to just leave you out there on the island by yourself. No, I wouldn't do that. Even though, I can't speak for everybody, because I've heard there have been people like that and are people like that. But for me, I would still say, look, how can I help you? What you need? I would answer the phone. I would answer the email, whatever, right? I would have that meeting. Okay, I know the person didn't vote for me. I know the person don't agree with me on a lot of things but need my help. I'm going to help them, because it's not about me. It's about the job and the position. So that's how I would work with those type of people, because I would understand this is not about my personal feelings. This is not about my personal emotions. This is about the job. And the job says that every person that's in this district is a constituent of mine, meaning that I need to listen, and I need to take care and do what I can about the issues that they face in the district. Even if I don't really feel too, as far as personally agree or feel a certain way about them, So, yeah. I love everybody, but I may not like everybody, but I do know I owe everybody that.
How can we see more economic impact and growth in North Tulsa, which is overlooked or abandoned when you attain office?
Like I said, the public safety element have to be there, because if that's not there, that it's going to be limited, right? The growth is going to stunt the growth if that's not there. So yeah, so definitely the public safety piece is so important into the growth, into the economic development, into the business growth. Everything is that, right? But now, as far as so let's say that's there. Okay, let's say the public safety element is there. Now, what we do is we usher businesses in, and then we let that be a model. It be successful. And now, because first it's about just getting certain people just take that chance, right? And now people are on the outside looking in and like, wow, it's a business there, it's successful. And then now what you will start seeing is another business, Now another business. Now the next thing you're seeing is people now wanting to start business. It's like now they're thinking, okay, I'm gonna start a business and I'm gonna put it in District 1. I'm gonna put it in North Tulsa. Now this is becoming a part of their business plans, right? The location already written into the business plan. So it's about showing that model of success. And once that's seen, and then 2-3 times more, then that's how the economic development in District 1 will be built, and then the value and all that will go up in the community as well. And I'm a firm believer that that's what it's going to take. And then small business investments for people that's in the district, right? That have ideas, that are right now have a business, but it's just on the ground, right? It haven't got just really above ground that much, but they have the idea, the product, and things like that, and can really be successful, really have good product and things like that. I go to events, I put on events, I organize events, I have vendors, I welcome vendors. They come and, they be a lot of different events, and they have their vendor table set up with their product that they make, right? That they make. I'm talking about from fragrances to colognes. Well, that's the same thing, but clothing, you name it, soaps. Wow. Of course, food. I've been to some I've had vendors and been to some places where vendors was present, and the food, I'm like, this person need a restaurant. The food is that good. They just need a building.
Yeah,
right?
That's great.
So what I'm saying is, I have a vision, right?
Yeah.
For small business investments, and to invest in some of those people.
Okay.
That I know that trying their product, I know that it will be a success.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So your final message to your district and the people watching this interview right now.
Final message is that I'm the person, I'm the guy that will bring transformative change. And I want the people to know that voting for me is a vote for them. It's a step in the right direction toward a better District 1, a better life in District 1 for them when they vote for me on August the 25th, 2026.
All right. Thank you, Mareo, for having you on K84 Podcast 101. And then, hey, we are going to support, we are going to do our best we can, to help you get in there, because, hey, I believe in you.
Thank you, my
I
brother.
believe in you.
For
So,
sure.
hey, viewers out there, North Tulsa, Oklahoma, we got to go support a brother. We got to go vote for Mareo Johnson. Hey, so I'm going to vote. Yeah, I'm going to vote. Are you going to vote too? So please, I need you to go out there and cast your vote. You feel me? All right. Thank you very much for having you on One-on-One on K84 Podcast. And I've been your host and friend, Kenna the Greatest. And I'll catch you on that episode.
It's KKATL, turn up, it's official.